Alright, Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Double honors to the elders and shalom to you brothers out there. Pushing the truth and sincerity. My name is Nawala, and with me I have.
Karata Zakba.
And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go, you got this whole Egyptology thing going on with the Spirit of the Lord, getting on us to get into these dudes. And we're gonna get into the book of Leviticus, how the Most High said you supposed to not supposed to shave your facial off, right? Now it's script it's reasons why the Most High said that. Now can you read that scripture? You can get into like the historical significance of it.
Okay.
Leviticus 18:1.
Alright, this is Leviticus chapter 18, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God.
I am the Lord your God, Israel's God. Go on.
After the doings of the land of Egypt,
After the doings of the land of Egypt, you got to keep that in mind. Go on.
wherein ye dwell,
Yeah, wherein ye dwelt. Go on.
shall ye not do.
So don't do what the Egyptians do. Don't do what the other nations do. Do not do what the heathen do. Go ahead.
And after the doings of the land of Canaan,
Nor after the doings of the land of Canaan. Now, in this show, we're gonna really go into Egypt on this show. Lord willing, we go into the doings of Canaan on another show because there's a lot of information on that. Go on, and on Egypt too, but we're gonna hit some fine points in this one. Go on, Lord willing.
it says, Whether I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
So don't do what the Egyptians do, nor the doings of the land of Canaan, the Canaanites, the 7 nations of Canaan. You can read that in Deuteronomy the 7th chapter. Whether I bring you, shall you not do, neither shall you walk in their ordinances. So don't do what they do, nor should you walk in their ordinances. Right? Now, next scripture I'd like you to get is Genesis 41 and 14. See what that says. So we can read about one of the doings of the land of Egypt. And you can get start from verse let's see. I want you to start from verse. You don't gotta read the whole thing. You can start from verse Genesis 41 verse 8. You can start from there.
Okay, this is Genesis chapter 41, verse 8. And it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for the magicians of Egypt and all the wise men thereof.
Yeah, this is Pharaoh. Now at this point in time, Joseph was in a prison in Egypt at this particular point in time, and he already interpreted two dreams: the dream of the butler and the dream of the baker. He already interpreted both of their dreams. So now Pharaoh, the ruler of Egypt, he's not having a dream, right? So now he's calling upon his wise men and his magicians. Go on.
It said, okay, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt
All the magicians, yep.
and all of the wise men thereof.
Read it again.
Yep. It says, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt and all the wise men thereof. And Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was none that could interpret them unto Pharaoh.
Right, so Pharaoh told his wise men and his magicians his dream that he had, but none of them were able to interpret this dream. Go on, meaning none of them was able to break it down. None of them was able to tell him what it meant. Go on.
Then spake the chief butler unto Pharaoh, saying, I do remember my faults this day.
And the chief butler of the Pharaoh, that was the one who Joseph interpreted his dream while he was in the prison and told him that he was gonna be released from the prison and he was gonna be put back in his stead in Pharaoh's house as a butler. He's gonna be put back in his position. Go on.
Pharaoh was wroth with his servants
You
and,
can read that in Genesis the 40th chapter. Go on.
and put me inward in the captain of the guard's house.
Right, so Pharaoh was wroth with the servants and he was upset. Go on, I mean he was pissed off.
Both me and the chief baker.
So what the baker's doing now, the baker he's telling you what I just said. He's giving you like he's He's giving you a brief summary, so to speak, of what he went through in the prison with him, the baker, and Joseph. Go on.
And we dreamed a dream in and we dreamed a dream in one night.
Go on.
I and he. We dreamed each man according to the interpretation of his dream.
Read on.
And there was there with us a young man in Hebrew,
Talking about Joseph. Go on.
servant to the captain of the guard, and we told him, and he interpreted to us our dreams.
He broke down their dreams, the dreams of the baker and the dreams of the butler. Go on.
To each man according to his dream he did interpret. And it came to pass as he interpreted to us, so it was.
So as their dreams were, Joseph interpreted the dream, meaning he broke the dream down, explained it to them, told them what it meant, and so it was what he said, meaning what he explained to them was correct. It actually came to pass. Go on.
Me he restored unto mine office, and him he hanged.
Right, because the butler's dream was that. Make a long story short, the butler's dream represented that he was gonna be restored back into his office, his position in Pharaoh's under Pharaoh, and as a servant to Pharaoh. And the baker's dream was that he was gonna be put to death. He was gonna be hanged. Read on.
Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon, and he shaved himself and changed his raiment and came in unto Pharaoh.
Right. So as the butler, in fact, Joseph told the butler to remember him. That's in Genesis the 40th chapter as well. You can look that up. Now, this is him remembering what Joseph did for him. He's telling the Pharaoh, well, there was a Hebrew that was in a dungeon with me and the baker. He interpreted our dreams and broke it down. So now Pharaoh sent for Joseph and brought him quickly, meaning hastily meaning quickly out of the dungeon, and he shaved himself and he changed his raiment and he came in unto Pharaoh. So being that he shaved himself, that shows you that what? There was an old law back then. So Joseph wasn't shaving, Joseph had a beard. But when he came out, he shaved himself. Now why did he shave himself? We don't gotta continue reading. You brothers can continue reading this passage if you want. But now we know that he shaved himself. Now why would he shave himself? Well, the reason why he shaved himself was because the Egyptians shaved themselves. They shaved their hair off their head. They shaved their beard. They shaved all the hair off their body. But we mainly gonna be focusing on Leviticus 19:27. There's a lot of information dealing with that, with the other shaving of the rest of their body, and it goes deeper into that with their priests and they shaved and things of that nature. So now I'm gonna read this right here. This is you can see read it up here. It says, you know, read that up here. Probably just type that in. You can find it. It says facial hair, specifically beards in ancient Egypt. Read this a little bit. It's not really a lot of reading on this particular web page and others, but let's get right into it. It says facial hair. Now we're showing you the historical significance of it. You know, facial hair, specifically beards, and is a more fascinating topic than many realize. It is an enigma in later periods with considerable religious connotations. Facial hair does have an uneven history in Egypt, though perhaps not so much as in our modern world. Clearly, during the pre-dynastic period as well as during the formative early years of historic Egypt, beards were favored by men. We see this in the images from the Narmer palette. For example, we find officials and rulers of the Old Kingdom, such as Prince Rahotep, depicted with mustaches and full beards, are widely shown on mummy masks of the first intermediate period in the Middle Kingdom, such as that of the 12th dynasty. Those are different kingdoms and different periods in ancient Egypt. These Middle Kingdoms, First Intermediate Kingdom, Second Intermediate Kingdom, New Kingdom, and things of that nature. Such as that of the 12th dynasty individual named Ankheth. Nevertheless, early in the dynastic period, shaving seems to become fashionable, at least amongst the noble elements of society. Later, shaving, she says, at least among the noble elements of society. You can get into that on the next show, Lord willing. You know? Later, shaving spread to the rest of the population, which had a rather understandable tendency to follow the customs. Let me zoom in a little bit just in case it might not be enough for brothers to see. You know? Just in case. Move it over a little bit. Oh, it's good. It says